What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's me again. I'm back, finally watching the pay-per-view from a week and a half ago. The main event this time, Andrew Dimalanta versus Alex Damon, number 2, or as I like to call it, Damonlanta 2. I just watched the Peggy Gumbins versus The Rager, and well, that one went into overtime, so I wonder what's going to happen in this match. Are we going to get another 51-50 situation, or is this going to be a surprisingly less pointed match? So yeah, less pointed. I'm good with coming up with terms on the spot, as you've guessed, but I think a lot of people are questioning, are asking themselves, who's going to be the belt holder at the end of the night? Is it going to be Andrew Dimalanta again, or is it going to be Alex Damon again? But I think everyone's just missing and overlooking the really important question, which is, how many questions am I going to get in this match? But all jokes aside, I know this match has happened a long time ago in this galaxy, but I know everybody already knows who won and who is the current Star Wars champion. I don't, because I haven't watched this match yet, but I'm going to do it right now. So without further ado, I just can't wait to finally get the suspense off my mind and see who's now currently the Star Wars champion. So, and obviously, as you can see, I'm wearing the Quirky Mercs hoodie because I don't have the Stars hoodie, and I mentioned that in a previous video that I ordered all of them, and the Stars one just didn't arrive for some reason. Maybe it's lost among the stars, so I'm gonna have to remedy that situation sometime soon. But yeah, I'm wearing the Quirky Mercs because I don't have the one for the Stars, and therefore I cannot support Alex in this situation. And make no mistake, I have no favorites in this match, but, you know, I probably would have been wearing the Stars one if I had it. So that's just a bit of a disclaimer. So here we go. Damonlanta 2. Let's go.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, congratulations to the Finstock Exchange and Rick Radis for that victory here. But this is why we are here. It is the main event for the Star Wars Championship of the World. Mark, we got the two best in the division right now. You've got the current champion, Andrew the Hunter Dimalanta, who started as a patron. He came in, had an audition, was, yeah, all right, you seem to know your stuff. He debuts at Star Wars Celebration, has a tough one, couldn't get it done there, had a second match against Kelly, came up short. In most divisions, you're like 0-2, that's tough to come back from. Well, he does it. He comes back, he does well in the tournament, he gets his chance to play Damon, and takes Damon to sudden death in one of the best matches of all time and defeats the dominant champion for almost 3 years in that division. Alex Damon is in a different headspace right now. You saw him last week when he played up against Mike Kalinowski, and he was studying for IG, but his focus seems to be somewhere else, and I think it's aimed right here tonight.
Yeah, it feels like his Kyber crystal started to turn a little red last week, and he's maybe earning that nickname, the Demon, now more than ever. But as you mentioned, Andrew Dimalanta is the one who was the hunter, but now, as a great Star Wars movie would intonate, hunting season is open. I'm told that's from Hard Target, which stars Wilford Brimley, who is in a Star Wars movie we're not asking questions about because it's not canon. Anyway, back to Schmoedown canon. Like you said, these Star Wars competitors as a whole this season had barely missed a question. These two fellows we're about to witness take that up a notch. We say that 5 rounds is the distance. We might be going a little past that tonight, partner. So everyone at home, grab some popcorn, grab a drink, maybe grab a bedpan. We might be here a while.
It's certainly possible. That's the big question is who is going to draw first blood. This is also a massive match for both the Stars and the Mercs. Should Andrew Dimalanta defend tonight, he will get 8 points, 7 points for a title match and 1 for the defense. Damon wins it, it'll be 7 points. Both of the factions need these big points right now in order to stay competitive with the Dungeon, who has a very, very big lead. So
Huge.
This is a lot's on the table. And not only is a lot on the table in regards to the factions, this is also a bragging rights thing. The Star Wars division has changed up so much that it used to be maybe you saw one Star Wars title match a year. This is the second one we've had already, and there's going to be a lot more to come. I spoke to Andrew Dimalanta. Andrew Dimalanta said that his goal is to do what Alex Damon did in a shorter time. Alex Damon defended the title 4 times in his span of the 3-year run. Dimalanta wants to do it this year. And in order to do that, he's got to defeat the guy that he beat the first time. To beat Alex Damon once is some kind of feat. To do it twice in the course of 2 months, it's a big hill to climb. We'll see if he can do it.
Reminds me of the singles division because he had Dan Murrell defending his belt ad nauseum, and then he finally loses it. What happens? He gets it right back. Well, Alex Damon has that opportunity tonight, and just like I don't think that we're done seeing that belt change hands in singles, it may not be just between these two gentlemen in the future of Star Wars, but for tonight, the future of the galaxy rests on one of their shoulders.
Well, that is a good call because the winner of this match will be facing Laura Kelly, who earned her shot at the Collision in July. So a lot on the line, a lot of build-up to get here, and we're going to see exactly how we got here
next time.
right now.
That's my early prediction, but we'll see.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Don't got it. I want my shot again. I mean, I ran into a wall with Laura again, and she got her revenge. Schmoedown's all about redemption, so I'm definitely not down here.
This is already going to be a great promo. I can see it right now.
I remember that loss so vividly, and I remember how badly it hurt you. Just you could see it on your face. You know, it was written everywhere how much this game means to you.
I've never wanted anything more than I do my shot at Alex.
The thing about Andrew Dimalanta is he's 0-2. He's a great player, but he hasn't won yet.
That 0-2 record, I've said it before, does not represent me and my Star Wars knowledge, so I'm ready to just get it going today.
A lot of times a great story in sports never always happens, right? It doesn't always come true.
This isn't exactly how I wanted it, but I'm extremely grateful for it. So now it's no longer a matter of if anymore, it's a matter of when.
It's the driving force behind joining the Schmoedown was I know I can beat him, and I want to play him and take that belt from him.
And your winner and new movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world. He defeats Alex the Demon Damon, the first person to ever defeat the Demon one-on-one, but he had to do it with a score of 51-50. Both competitors 101 points.
Good for you, Dimalanta. Color me impressed.
He's the legend of this game, and I would bet on Alex 100 out of 100 times.
You pulled off a miracle. Congratulations, you did it. Now give us back our belt.
That often.
I feel it again. The inability to recall what I know is in my head. The hunter senses it. Show me again the power of the darkness. And I will let nothing stand in our way. I'll keep this brief. You have something I want.
That belt is the most synonymous with one person,
He's
and it's
quoting
Alex.
Star Wars
So we're
in his
determined to
promo.
get
I love
our
it.
belt back. That's
Just
really
quoted
how
the
I feel about it.
Mandalorian of all things.
Any opponent in this division poses a threat, but I'm well aware that Alex will be coming back with a vengeance. We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate tonight, but it's back to work the next day because if today is any indication of what the next match is gonna be, there's a lot more work to be done.
I might have otherwise had a mega training montage, as I've done for championships past. Today is about calm, because it's just another day of Dimalanta having that belt.
Honestly, I had no qualms with the Mercs before, but there's really only enough space for one Boston manager here, and I'm ready for the belt to come back home.
People always will tell you the loss. We know how much you studied. We know how much you wanted this. We know how much work you put in. No, you don't. After every
freaking lost. It's so hard to put your blood, sweat, and tears into this, and just the heartbreak. And to win in this way, it's everything.
Don't tell us this is just trivia. This means so much to us. And like, just from my reaction to the great John Roca reaction when he beat Dan Merle, like, you can see it on my face. You can see it in my reaction how much it means to all of us.
I've worked too hard and come too far to send this belt back.
You may think you have some idea of what you're in possession of, but you do not. Soon, it will be back with me. It means more to me than you will ever know.
Nobody can take away the fact that I did it. I'm the one that took down Damon. I'm the one that took him to sudden death. I'm the one that did the impossible. You be ready, because it's going to be haymakers the entire time.
We can go 100 questions today. We can go 200 questions today. I hope PJ and the writers have prepped at least 250 questions, because we're going to make that 5150 record look like it was just a warm-up.
And if that means the sequel is to be a repeat of the original, then so be it.
Damn, that's a great promo. I love it.
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm already excited just being here, but you see that promo, you see the history, you see how much it means to both guys. Alex wants to get it back. He feels like something is missing without that championship. That's what he's been known for in the Schmoedown. But Dimalanta is saying, no, it's my time now. You had your shot. It is my time to rule the division. And they both are ready to prove that they are the king of the division. But, Mark, just like Highlander, can only be one.
It's a great trade. We should do a Highlander, dude. That's a conversation for another day. As of right now, you see how, of course, they want that belt for professional purposes, but how deeply personal this match is to both competitors and how emotional it gets for one of those factions. Not just for the points. That's a nice sidebar to the joy that they would feel. It would be like the Ewoks singing Yub Nub until 1997 when that was replaced. Was it 96? I wouldn't be good at this division, but I will tell you this, Christian. If you want to know how far the movie Trivia Schmoedown has come, tonight the Star Wars belt is on the line yet again. When did the Schmoes do their first Star Wars trivia? Ken Knapsack defeated me, and tonight that prize is on the line for both competitors. They could walk home with a Virginia personalized license plate of Luke Skywalker. I'm kidding. I'm keeping that.
I like that. That's old school. Real old school. I like what you're doing there.
Can't have it.
All right, Mark. As much as I like talking to you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown. 5 rounds for the movie trivia Schmoedown Star Wars Division Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, representing the Stars, with a record of 6 wins, 2 defeats, and 2 knockouts. He is the former movie trivia Schmoedown Star Wars champion of the world, Alex the Demon Damon.
Sorry about that.
Alex the Demon Damon. Look, man, I've seen the interviews. I've heard the talk. I know how badly you want to get that belt back, but I saw you last week, man. It seems like a different Damon. What's going on with the attitude?
Well, there's just something that's been taken from me, Christian, and I need it back. It is mine. I don't care what anyone says. That's my belt, and that's why I carved my initials into the back of it, AD, so everyone knows it's mine.
Yeah, you could also seem to be on the warpath recently, and so how have you been able to balance prepping for this match? You had a big Inner Geekdom match last week, and so there's been more movie trivia swirling around in your head. How do you keep Star Wars firmly in the frontal lobe?
I mean, that's just where it lives all the time. I don't care how much Star Trek tries to make its way into my brain, it's gonna get pushed back out eventually because, you know, Star Wars is at the top of my mind all the time. I mean, I won't lie, it's been kind of crazy having a pay-per-view match last week, and now we've got another one this week, and you know, May 4th was this week, and the Bad Batch just came out, and it's a lot. It's a lot, but I won't be broken. Not today.
All right, before we bring in the champion here, this is Dimalanta. He said he was going to defeat you. He did. And he says that he's going to be the guy to basically do what you did, but to do it within a year. How do you feel about the champion's confidence? How do you feel about the champion as a competitor?
He has every right to be confident. I believe he is a great competitor. I honestly do love where the Star Wars division has been headed. We have a ton of great competitors in here, and you know, it's fun to have people trying to climb their way to the top of this mountain, but it's fine. I'll be king of the mountain again, looking down on all of them, laughing. Wow. That'll be me soon enough.
Sounds like Roxy Stryer has really gotten to you, my friend. All right, well, we are going to see you compete in just a moment here, Demon. Thank you.
They're using the theme again!
His opponent, representing the Quirky Mercs, with a record of 3 wins, 3 defeats. He is the reigning, defending, undisputed Star Wars Movie Trivia Schmoedown Champion of the World, Andrew the Hunter Dimalanta.
I am not sorry for doing
The
that.
Hunter, Andrew Dimalanta. Champ, it's gotta feel good. It's gotta feel does it still feel surreal? I mean, I know it's only been a month or so, and I know hearing you on the shows, hearing people call you champ when you go on the show, talking about championship, people asking you to go to weddings, taking pictures with the belt. So is it still surreal, or are you starting to kind of own, yeah, this is me, this is who I am?
Little parts of me think it's surreal, but I'm getting comfortable with this thing being here. I mean, I was looking on the back of it. I did see AD, but I thought it was just a nice thing that Alex did. Like, oh, you know, your initials. I put your initials on the belt. I'm like, oh, that was nice. So, yeah, it's just it's feeling comfortable, feeling more like it belongs here.
It is convenient to competitors with the same initials. That saves us some money. So, Andrew, if you know anything about the Rocky franchise, you know that once you get to the mountaintop and you knock out the champ, all of a sudden the pressure's on you. How do you maintain that eye of the tiger, that heart of a champion? How do you keep that going and not get soft?
Same thing as always. Keep training. Keep up with Star Wars. I mean, I go to bed thinking about Star Wars. I wake up thinking about Star Wars. That's what you have to do in this division. Because the second you let up, that person behind you is just going to knock you down and take the belt from you. So I've been doing that ever since the title match, and ever since then, it's just been full steam ahead.
So basically the same question I asked the challenger here, Andrew. You know, Dimalanta, yourself, you have said on many shows that you wanted to defend 4 times this year. Alex famously did that over 3 years. So do you think that today this is a step in order to prove that dominance? And should you do that, does your confidence rise that you'll be able to take out this division and stay standing by the end of Spectacular?
I mean, it has to. I mean, if you beat the guy that's held the belt for so long twice in a row, it has to go to your head. But I'm trying not to think past today. It's just one step at a time, one day at a time, one win at a time. So that's the mindset going in.
All right, champ. Well, thank you so much. We are now going to bring in the challenger. All right, Mark. So the champion is here. The challenger is here. And we are about to get started. Please tell us the rules around number 1.
Time for Law and Order, gentlemen, and fans, reminder, no answers in the chat. And for you, gentlemen, we would prefer answers because that makes the sport more interesting. 10 total points available in round number 1. That's because there are 10 questions, each question worth a point. They're from 10 different corners of Star Wars trivia know-how. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing Well, at least not in round number 1. We'll ask the question. You have about 15 seconds to get that correct answer to whatever writing surface you prefer. Once we ask you by name or nickname or initials, no, they have the same, so just name or nickname. Please show what you wrote to your camera at the same time you verbalize your attempt into the microphone. I'll remind each competitor that you have 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. You want us to repeat a question, you use a JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge you may utilize at any point throughout the 5-round match. We'll bring in your manager. They may confirm and ratify that said challenge is taking place. All right, Christian, those are the rules as I have read them. The rules today brought to you by the state of Virginia. Virginia, it's for lovers. I love you. I know.
We asked the champion, are you ready?
Oh, I'm beyond ready.
We asked the challenger, are you ready?
If I may, real quick, I just wanted to say something to someone I haven't seen in a while. Hey, Bill. How are you? You look good. I hope Drew's given you enough sunlight and, keeping you clean. No fingerprints on that. I know you're scared, but you'll be back here, home, soon. I'm ready.
Wow. All right. Well, hey, that's about as intense as it gets. All right. And with that, then let's get ready to Schmoedown. 5 rounds for the Star Wars Championship of the world. All right. Round number 1. Question number 1. We're going to start with the Rise of Skywalker. At the end of the Rise of Skywalker, what type of creature accompanies the woman who asks for Rey's name? PJ Campbell, our head writer, is in tremendous shape these days. You know how he did that, Mark? He writes Star Wars questions. He doesn't eat.
I was going to say he stresses about writing questions.
Yeah. 5.
Going with the hard questions.
Both can be true.
On
3. And burn calories.
2.
Right from the start.
1. Hands down, hands up, and we start with Dimalanta.
Is it a do-back?
And Toby?
Yes. And Alex?
Eope.
That is incorrect. So we start. Andrew gets the first question here right. So starting off quick for the champion. And now, it's question 2.
And it is conveniently episode 2, Attack of the Clones, as the subject for 1 point. What is the name of the character played by Ahmed Best in the Outlander Club in Attack of the Clones?
And the champion gets first blood here.
That's right. Sometimes you need a little shakeup to get everybody locked and loaded.
5.
I think I know who that is.
3,
the Death Sticks guy.
2,
Kidnaps
1.
his name.
Hands down, hands up. We start this time with Alex Damon.
Ahmed Beck.
Yes. And Dimalanta.
Ahmed Beck.
Yes. All right. Here we go.
that's
So
great.
next question.
Definitely
next
not the one I
question.
was
This is
thinking
question
of,
3. Who said it in A New Hope?
I did.
Who says you came in that thing? You're braver than I thought.
Finally, a question I
I came to San Diego in a Ford Fusion. As I'm watching Ken Knapsack do his pre-show stretches, how do you think Kenny Boy's going to fare tonight, Christian?
Very well. I think he's found his stride. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, hands up, please. And we start with Dimalanta.
Princess
Leia.
Yes. And Damon.
Leia.
Okay, so it is 3-2. The champion with a 1-point lead as we get to question 4.
Whatever.
Y'all call her Leia to me. She's royalty. Your next
now
question
the
is The
score is 1,
Last
2, 3.
Jedi, episode 8, and for 1 point. What is the last line said by Leia in The Last Jedi? We are looking for the exact quote. And it's these quotable quotes questions, Christian, that could see the difference in any Schmoedown match, particularly when it comes to this galaxy.
5, 4, 3,
I don't have it.
2,
Sorry.
1. Pens down, hands up. And we start with Alex Damon.
We have everything we need.
Yes. And Dimalanta.
We have everything we need.
Both correct. So 4-3. 4-3 as we get to question 5. And we're going to go with mixed bag on this one. Mixed bag. Which character in the Star Wars universe says the line, "How do you get so big eating food of this kind?"
You big on that Bad Batch? You excited about the movie release date slate?
I quoted you, by the way, and said that you would never watch the Bad Batch. 5, 4.
Come on.
3,
I didn't say
2,
that.
1. Internally you did. And pens down, please. And we start here with Andrew Dimalanta.
Yoda.
Correct. And Damon.
Yoda.
Next
When
question.
did you
Question
say that?
6.
That is in the category of heroes and villains. You got one of each announcing this match. Your question: who plays the character of not Lewinsky Papanoida in Revenge of the Sith? That's not Lewinsky Papanoida.
Whoa.
Bless you.
No, now I'm going to watch the Bad Batch. just to
PJ's
spite you
nailing it today.
and listen to the Goofball Hour.
I have
Hey, thank you so much for the nice plug. 5. It's on. There's no hour. 4, 3,
Not yet.
2, 1. Pens down. Hands up, please. And we're going to start here with Alex Damon.
George Lucas.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's right.
I said Katie Lucas.
all right, so we're back. We're tied up. We're tied up.
Now
It's
I know which
5-5.
character it
Both
is.
competitors missing. Wow, that didn't happen at all in the last match. But in this match, they both missed one. And it's 5-5 as we get to
These questions
question.
are getting tougher.
We're going to get to question
What
7.
do you say?
In Return of the Jedi, Han says, Luke's crazy. He can't even take care of himself, much less what? Looking for the quote.
What timeline is the Bad Batch in? Can you tell me that?
I know the scene. I know
Right
exactly
after Order
what he
66.
says next, but
5, 4,
That wasn't a good
3.
order, right?
Repeat the question.
All right. First one. In Return of the Jedi, Han says, Luke's crazy. He can't even take care of himself, much less what? We're looking for the quote. That's Alex Damon's first.
I think I got it. But
Yeah, and I think the competitors, Christian, you realize how
don't
important
know.
every point is. If you need a JT rule, you got to
don't
use
know.
it.
I just
Absolutely.
don't know. I'm
4,
sorry.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, hands up. We start with Dimalanta.
I said lead.
Rescue anybody.
Anybody is correct.
Yeah.
And Damon.
I went with anyone.
That is incorrect. Looking for anybody. So Damon
Anybody.
misses that one, and Dimalanta gets that correct. So Dimalanta back up by 1. So it's 6-5. Dimalanta 6-5 as we get to our next question. This is question 8.
This is only round
It is,
one.
and it's in the category of Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Here it is for a point. While Finn is trying to put bandages on Chewbacca, he asks for help, calling Chewie a what? To everyone listening. Need that exact phrasing.
A lot of these in this round. I like it because you gotta
I'm
keep these guys on their
sorry.
toes.
I need to rewatch
Hey, it's their own
those
fault. They
movies.
5.
shouldn't know so much about
It's been
Star
a
Wars.
while. It's been a while.
3,
2020 hasn't been
2,
kind to any of us.
1.
right?
Pens down, hands up,
And
please.
I'm-
Pens down, hands
I
up. And
got
we're
too
going to
much
start
on my
this
mind
time
right now.
with Alex Damon.
Giant hairy thing.
Yes, and Dimalanta.
Giant hairy thing.
Correct. All right. So now we get to question 9. We're going to go to the Clone Wars. Excuse me, the Clone Wars. Who voices the clone troopers in the Clone Wars?
Finally, a question I do know.
Me, Leia still has the best Chewbacca quip of all time. From A New Hope.
Walking carpet.
Yeah, hope that's not an answer.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Hey, you never know.
1. Pens down, hands up, please. And now we're going to start with Dimalanta.
Please
D.
excuse the bad
Bradley
handwriting.
Baker.
D. Bradley Baker.
Yes. And Damon.
D. Bradley Baker.
That is correct. All right. So 8-7. 8-7 is the answer. Excuse me, there's a score at the moment. And we're going to get to our last question. Neither competitor has an opportunity for the bonus. So here is the final. This is question 10, Mark.
It is, and it's in the category of vehicles, weapons, and technology. Here we go for your last point opportunity in round 1. What is the class of battleship that was the primary capital ship for the Trade Federation's Trade Defense Force in The Phantom Menace? Closing strong.
I mean, it's...
You know this. Come on.
Get out of here. I can't remember anything. 5, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
First one from the champion.
All right, you have 2 JT rules remaining. What is the class of battleship that was the primary capital ship for the Trade Federation's Trade Defense Force in The Phantom Menace?
Both using those JT rules to see if they can just get that edge.
Every little bit helps.
It does indeed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Hands
I'm
up,
not
please.
sure
And
I
this
got
time
it.
we're going to start with Damon.
Lucretrolk class?
That is correct. And
blockade
Dimalanta?
spheres.
Said Lucre Hulk.
That is incorrect. All right, so we are now tied up once again. Once again, we are all tied up 8-8 at the end of round number 1. They might not have all gotten it right, but we're exactly where we were after the end of the first round, all tied up. This time, 8-8 mark, round number 2.
I only
How's
got
it go?
2.
It is still the wheel round. I think you gentlemen remember that. The Wheel of Fate, Doom, and Destiny. Delusions of grandeur and evil Sith desire both work on that wheel. You each get a spin at it. Once you settle on a category, 5 questions emerge in that particular realm of Star Wars know-how. Each question is worth 2 points. No penalty for missing a question. However, stealing is available in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer, you can ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which we believe is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1. And so it's 8-8. It's right where we thought we would be, Christian, even if the score looks a little different. And so it will be Andrew Dimalanta who has the right as the champion and still the hunter to spin first or defer to his opponent. Hunter, what's the call?
I will defer.
Roger that.
All right. So we're going to remove Andrew. We're going to bring in Roxy for 60 seconds. Roxy, 60 seconds starting now.
Alex, what you're feeling right now, I know you're not used to, but that actually is a really good thing. We went in today and we thought it's
Wait a second,
so
what
much
is she
pressure to feel like
wearing?
you have to play a perfect game. And you know what you're not going to do
That
today?
looks awesome.
You're not going to play a perfect game, and neither is he. And that is off
that-
the table right now.
is that
But
on
you
the
know what you
Skybomb
are going to do
floor?
today?
It's
You're
the
going to win.
stars.
Because you have more knowledge than he
It's a
does.
coat.
You want the belt more than he
Stars
does.
logo,
And there is
that's
a
great.
place on your shelf, and I know it's supposed to be sitting there. So take off that pressure from yourself. This game is starting over right now. What you're feeling, that like, how did that just happen?
Oh,
Because
wait,
these
that's not-
questions are getting
Oh,
harder.
wow.
And what did we ask for? Just that. That's exactly what we wanted.
I
And
thought
that
it was
actually
the
will bode
Stars
very
logo
well
on
for us
there.
in this game today. Don't forget, you are the heart of the Star
That's a
Wars.
that's
I made a little,
oopsie on me.
and you've got this.
On my
I really,
side,
really
my-
believe in you. Believe in
Alright.
yourself. Let's see what goes on here.
Should probably start
believe.
recording these matches.
All right, so
when
here
it's late
is
and I'm
the
tired.
wheel,
And I
and
can't
here's
do
the
anything.
spin from the challenger.
Roxy, I wish we could give your handwriting to most of our competitors.
Would be a great-
Seriously.
I was
Myself.
trying to battle Marisol
Idea
because
to
you
give
keep complimenting
these,
her handwriting, and I feel
make
self-conscious,
these
so it's a whole
posts
thing.
and
Pretty great.
you for-
Revenge of the Sith. You had 60 seconds to decide if you want
My
Revenge of the
favorite
Sith
Star
starting
Wars
now.
movie.
Alex,
Yep, sure, whatever.
hey, no, but not that. But yeah, sure, you've got this. Alex, you believe that right now?
Well, yeah. I mean,
I know
it's
that
just
you know it doesn't matter in terms of this wheel, but you are the strongest competitor in this game, in this division. You are. So start that game over. Get every point here that you can. You still have 2 JTs left. Let's play a long game here. There's a lot of rounds. Let's get some
There we
energy,
go.
some fuel. All right.
All right,
Revenge. That's a
Thank
perfect
you, Roxy.
Revenge.
Revenge
Yeah.
of the
All right,
Demon.
remove Roxy. And now we bring back Andrew. All right, so Andrew is back. And now we are going to get 5 questions in the realm of Revenge of the Sith.
Let's see.
All right, Alex, here you go. In the first one, who objects when Senator Amidala insists on flying to Mustafar without him?
C-3PO.
Five, four, three.
C-3PO.
It's incorrect. So here is the question for the opportunity to steal. Andrew, who objects when Senator Amidala insists on flying to Mustafar without him?
Gregor Typho.
That's correct. For 2 points.
Damn it.
And here's your second question. Okay. Question number 2. In Revenge of the Sith, the opening scroll states, 2 Jedi Knights lead a what mission to rescue the captive Chancellor?
Daring.
It's incorrect.
What?
The question here, Andrew. In Revenge of the Sith, the opening crawl states, 2 Jedi Knights lead a what mission to rescue the captive Chancellor?
Desperate.
Correct for 2 points.
Yeah, that's
Big steals there, Christian.
Two big steals. Two big steals here by
What is happening?
Dimalanta. Here is the third question. In Revenge of the Sith, during the Battle of Coruscant, what specific interceptor Jedi starfighters were both Obi-Wan and Anakin piloting?
The specific model? Damn.
Eta 2 class.
That is correct for 2 points. That was question 3. Question 4. Who does Anakin confide in when he says, "I've just learned a terrible truth. I think Chancellor Palpatine is a Sith Lord"?
A
Mace
Sith
Windu.
Lord? Mace
More
Windu.
points.
Ties it, and he's got
A
one
Sith
question left to
Lord?
take the lead in round 2 for the moment, Christian.
That's it. All right, here you go. In Revenge of the Sith, how many times does Anakin say he has saved Obi-Wan's skin?
10
times.
That is correct for 2 more points.
That
All right, so
doesn't
rough
count.
start there for the first 2 questions for Damon, but he comes back and answers the last 3 all with 2 pointers. So he sees himself with a 2-point lead. And now we're going to drop him out and bring in Coy Jandreau. 60 seconds starting now.
Best
The entire world is
case
shaking.
scenario. Not only do you know that you can mentally recover from slipping because you're not the Dimalanta of 2019 or 2020. You're the Dimalanta of 2021. Something goes wrong, you pick yourself back up, you smile, you're a quirky merc. This is a fun game, but also you're taking your time, you're appreciating it. You just stole 2 questions at their 2-point total from the ex-champion because you're the champion. That belt is right where it belongs because you are the champion. You are doing so well. I'm so proud. We let him go first like we talked about because we wanted those points to be not intimidating. Guess what? Now they're not intimidating because you got this. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Still relaxing. Still planking, like we discussed. And not looking past these 2 steals. Things can happen. So just relaxing and staying focused.
The points right now don't matter. We're going to go 5 rounds. It's going to be insane. What matters is that
5
headspace,
seconds.
the fact that we're in this game, and you are the champion. That belt is right there, and it's staying right there. I'm so proud of you. Man.
It's time. Okay, the wheel's going to come
That
up.
was unusually
And
slow.
here is spin by the champion.
Speaking. That's very
All right, big
uncharacteristic
spin
of
here,
him.
Christian. If
It
Dimalanta
really
gets
is.
something he likes, look out. There's not a lot on there he doesn't like.
Mixed
Well,
bag. It's
is
60
not,
seconds starting now.
everyone's
So this is
favorite
broad by nature. You know everything. I want you to feel by your gut if you want a specificity to stay in a realm so you can think of one movie, or if you want broad strokes. What do you want?
I think we'll go for a more focused slice. So let's go ahead and spin again.
I agree.
Wise choice.
All right, here's the spin then. Whatever the champion gets here,
Unless it's
he's going to
a
have to
place
answer
with
5
villains
questions.
or whatever.
And he sees himself at the moment down by 2.
All right, 5 questions. Total
No
10
spinners
points
are
available for
bonus.
Dimalanta.
Heroes and villains.
Damn it!
There's
I
nothing you
said
don't
it.
know. This is as comfy as anything else. Know that Star Wars is
All right.
yours.
It's
Embrace it.
better than
All right,
mixed
thank you,
bag.
Coy. All right, we're going to
Better than
remove
mixed
Coy and bring
bag.
back Alex.
Let's not overlook that.
All right, so now Mark Dimalanta is going to get 5 questions in the realm of heroes and villains.
That's right. Good and bad, all mixed up and jumbled together. And here come those 5 questions for 2 points, unless you need multiple choice. Your first question. What is the first line uttered by Darth Maul in The Phantom Menace? We do need the exact quote.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi? No, at last...
Tatooine is sparsely populated.
That is correct for 2 points.
Correct for 2 points. All right, question number 2, Mark. Question number 2.
All right, your next one for 2 more points. And to break the tie, who is the first Jedi to unlock the power to become one with the Force and find a way to communicate with the living?
Qui-Gon
Qui-Gon
Jinn.
Jinn.
2 more points, and now Dimalanta has the lead once again, and 3 questions remaining for him in round 2.
All right, so here is the next question for Dimalanta to try to get himself up by 4 points. Should he get this next one with a 2-pointer?
Category is heroes and villains. The question, in the Clone Wars, when Jabba demands that the Jedi bring back the slime who kidnapped his son, by what affectionate nickname does he call his son?
Little
Punky
Muffin.
I'm learning
I
new stuff
remember
about
this
Star Wars
exact
every day. That is
question once.
correct. For
His
2 more
little
points, it's a
Punky
4-point
Muffin.
advantage for Dimalanta currently as we
Punky
careen into his penultimate question in round 2. What character references the Battle of Tanab in Return of the Jedi upon getting general status?
Lando Calrissian.
Yeah, he was pretty proud of that maneuver. And we go to the final
Lando
question
mind, but
in
didn't say
round
it in
number
time, so
2
it
for
doesn't
Andrew
count.
the Hunter Dimalanta. It's currently a 6-point game. He can up it to 8 with a correct answer here. Grand Moff Tarkin says that Krennic made what an ally to the rebels?
Time.
Time is correct, and with that, it's a perfect round, first of all, and it's also 22-14. That's an 8-point advantage for the Hunter of the Demon going into round 3.
Yeah, that's right. The champion sees himself
Well, I
with
guess he's a
8
demon hunter
big
now.
points. Big 8-point lead going into round number 3, Mark. It is the betting round. How does it go?
It's where we've seen a lot of point swings occur because, folks, get in the car, tell the kiddies to stay home. We're going to Vegas. Why? It's gambling. It is the betting round, and here's how it works. The wheel's going to spin, courtesy of Andrew Dimalanta. He's the one in the lead. Once it's held us on a category, Christian George Harloff will ask one question to the field. But before you ask that question, competitors are going to look at that category spun, and they're going to say how confident they are in the form of a number of points. You may wager up to 3 points. You may not wager points if you're not all that confident. If you get the question correct, you gain as many points as you bet. If you miss the question, you lose as many points as you bet. So, Christian, you're going to be asking the question, and I'm pretty sure one of our engineers is going to be helping Andrew Dimalanta get a spin at that Thar wheel when the time comes.
All right, so the wheel is going to be brought up. And
Punch it.
Here is the spin.
I like that. Star Wars approved.
All right. And we're on Revenge of the Sith. Right back to Revenge of the Sith. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to drop out Damon and bring in Coy to let them talk for 60 seconds about any code words or anything. 30 seconds for any code words or anything. You're going to have 30 seconds for this one to decide how many points starting now.
Regardless of where we are, do we feel like the normal?
Yes.
I agree, especially with where we are. I think the way we're handling this is just like it was tied up, and that's how I want you to keep going through this. You know Revenge of the Sith. Remember to plank, especially here, because right now we have the same amount of time. Calm, cool, collected, get those points.
Yes. All right.
All right, thank you. All right, now we're going to bring back the
Revenge
stars.
of the Sith is my favorite. Okay, maybe I'll save that.
Roxy, 30 seconds to talk to Alex starting now.
So I know that this is hurting you right now. I get it. But you have not lost this game, and I still believe you can win this. I love that they are deciding to, for whatever cocky reason, decide to bet 3 points anyway, because that means that we have a huge swing here. You have this knowledge. We have spending a lot of time on IG. You have been torn in a million directions right now. But this is in your blood. You were born to do this. Star Wars. Re-access that. Regain the Force, because you've got this, Alex. And I know that you're part of the stars.
All right, so we're going to drop.
I'm chill.
All right, so now, gentlemen, I need you at the count. I'm going to count down from 3 to 1. By the time I get there, I need you to put your points in the chat room. Are you both ready?
Yes.
Here we are. 3,
Revenge of the Sith is my favorite
2,
Star Wars
1.
movie, but
Roger that.
I'm going with 2 points.
Here is
not 3,
the question
because
in
they
the
could
realm
just throw in a
of
question
Revenge
from
of the
completely out
Sith.
of left field that I wasn't expecting.
All right. In Revenge of the Sith, what is the name of the performance taking place at the Galaxy's Opera House?
See, this is why I only bet 2 points, because I didn't even know
Christian, this
that
could be a
performance
giant
had a
point
name.
swing depending on who gets what answer.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It looks like they
Hands
both
down. We
got it,
start
though.
with Alex Damon. Andrew Dimalanta, how many points?
3.
And you said?
Squid Lake.
I just said
Alex, how many points?
3 points.
for
you
obvious
said?
reasons.
Squid Lake.
Both correct. So
It's a good thing I'm not
Dimalanta
losing any
keeps his
points
8-point lead, 25-17. As we get into the speed round, Mark, it's round number 4.
It's the Force Lightning round in Star Wars, Christian. I just made that up. It is the speed round. Why? Because it flies by at the speed of hyper. 60 seconds to be exact is what's on the clock for each competitor. Within that time, they can answer as many as 10 questions correct. Each question is worth 1 point. if they get it right. If they miss it, they do lose a point off their total. They also pass on any question that they're not entirely comfortable with. Any question that you do say pass to, we will repeat that question at the end, provided there is still time left in your speed round. However, you never have to attempt an answer at a question that you are uncomfortable with. You may simply say pass. Because we are in the virtual Lawnmower Man era of the Schmoedown, once one competitor is in their speed round, the other competitor will be in an entirely different stream where we're monitoring them to make sure there's no hearing or looking at the questions nor the clues. And so once again, we go back to Andrew Dimalanta. Andrew, you and Alex Damon are going to have the same 10 questions regardless. It's up to you if you would like to have your speed round occur first or defer to the Demon.
I will defer again.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to ask the champion then to move into the separate room. We are going to let Roxy come in here and talk to Alex for 60 seconds before he starts his speed round. Roxy, go ahead.
What's going on in your head, Alex?
I'm good, honestly. I'm chill. I know that this is not over. It's fine. I'm, blaming myself a little bit. I was playing a little cocky, fast and loose, but it's okay. It's not over.
That's okay, because that cockiness actually bodes pretty well in the speed rounds here. Your speed, you are so fast, that goes pretty well in the speed rounds here. Answer every single question for the rest of the game. That's all you can do, because you have all of that knowledge. Let's see what we can do here. I really do believe in you, and I know that this has got to be really hard, but just shake off anything that's happened before this point, because we still can do this. We still can. There are big swings towards the end of this game. There's a lot of points left on the table to be had.
All right,
Alex. Part of the stars.
Thank you, Roxy. All right, so Andrew Dimalanta is in that separate room. Coy is here. His hands are up. So we are going to get Mark. Go ahead and give those questions.
All right, Alex, before I give you your questions, just going to make sure that our internet connection is sound. So I'm just going to ask you a practice question that is in the world of Star Wars. I'm sure you're going to be able to get this. Alex, what was the first Star Wars movie that you saw in theaters?
Oh, in theaters? Good question. I think it was Empire Strikes Back.
For me.
All right, we will accept that as correct for now. And you also saw that clock. And so that is going to be the time clock that counts down from 60 seconds. That clock is not going to start until I have finished asking question number 1. And then once again, you can say past anything, but just be aware. I know you've been here many times. I'm not going to tell you whether you got a question correct or incorrect. I'm simply going to move on to the next one. We won't reveal which questions were correct or incorrectly answered until both competitors have finished the speed round. All that makes sense to you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then Alex, the Demon Damon, your speed round begins now. On what planet is Ki-Adi-Mundi murdered during Order 66?
Megiddo.
How many actors have played Obi-Wan Kenobi on the big screen?
3.
3, yeah.
Garrick Hagon plays which character in A New Hope?
Biggs Darklighter, baby.
What is the name of Tarkin's Star Destroyer in Rogue One?
The Executrix.
What is the final planet seen at the end of The Rise of Skywalker?
Tatooine.
Which pod racer is known for his record-setting pit droid team?
Odie Mandrell.
What color is Kit Fisto's lightsaber?
Green.
Who flew as Green Leader during the Battle of Endor?
Arvel Crinid.
Who voices Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back?
Frank Oz.
In how many films does the character Luke Skywalker appear?
7.
Alex Damon's speed round is complete.
All right. So thank you to Alex. We're going to remove Alex, put him in that separate room, and bring in the champion. So far, and again, we're not revealing any score here, but at the moment going into this round, it's 25-17 going into.
Yeah, 8-point game going into. It's a speed round, 10 points available for each competitor. So many fortunes we've seen change over the years here, partner. Will it happen again tonight?
All right. So Andrew we are going to bring Coy. Coy, and have 60 seconds to talk to your competitor. Starting now.
Okay, so the speed round, every single time we did this in mock, you always had time at the end. The last game you finished in like half the time. Know that you are capable of that, but that you don't need to. Take the time that you need. Remember planking, especially going into this one. Remember the past. Right now, I'm going to see it as tied until the end of the game because I will not disrespect the former champion for the current champion. We're still playing a tied game. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. Go into this calm. How you doing?
Doing good. Did exactly what you said. Calm, cool, collected. Take my time, and don't underestimate what the score is. It's tied as we said. It's always tied.
It's tied until the credits roll. It's the set isn't real till they send the check. Not even once you're wrapped. Once we're wrapped, we'll have this conversation. We're going into this planking through each one. You've got roughly 5 to 6 seconds each. That's so much time for your brain, man. This is calm, cool, collected. Get after it.
All right, thank you to Coy. Going to drop Coy out, and Alex Damon is in the other room, and we are now going to get those questions for Dimalanta.
Yes, you are, and Andrew, don't worry. It starts with a practice question just to warm up and to make sure our internet connection is sound. What was the first Star Wars movie you saw in a theater?
Oh, wow. I think it was a New Hope special edition.
All right. There you go. So you saw that clock pop up during your answer. That clock is going to pop up, and your 60 seconds is going to begin once I've completed asking question number 1. And then you may answer. Reminder, there is a penalty if you miss the question. If you get it right, you get a point. You can also say pass. Just keep this in mind as well. I'm not going to tell you whether you got a question correct or incorrect. I'm simply going to move on to the next one. We won't give away any answers, whether they are correct or incorrectly answered, until both competitors have completed the speed round and we all have time to confer on the score. All that sound okay to you so far?
Yes.
All right, then, Andrew, the Hunter Dimalanta, your speed round begins now. On what planet is Ki-Adi-Mundi murdered during Order 66?
Megiddo.
How many actors have played Obi-Wan Kenobi on the big screen?
2.
Garrick Hagan plays which character in A New Hope?
Big Starklighter.
What is the name of Tarkin's Star Destroyer in Rogue One?
The Executrix.
What is the final planet seen at the end of The Rise of Skywalker?
Tatooine.
Which pod racer is known for his record-setting pit droid team?
Odie Mandrell.
What color is Kit Fisto's lightsaber?
Green.
Who flew as Green Leader during the Battle of Endor?
Arvel Krenid.
Who voices Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back?
Frank Oz.
In how many films does the character Luke Skywalker appear?
7.
Andrew Dimalanta's speed round is complete.
All right, so we are going to do a quick tally, and we are going to then bring back both Dimalanta, and the tally is, it is done. It is done at the moment. And
had a whole thing prepared.
I know we did it, so we can bring back
Are they going to say the
both
answers,
Dimalanta
though?
and Damon.
Okay.
So
I
the
wish
champion
they'd say
is
the
back.
answers.
Champion is back. We're just waiting for the challenger.
It's going to be arriving here any minute, and once again, a Virginia license plate is on the line.
All right.
No, it isn't.
So Damon should be entering in a second.
It was on a Honda Civic, which is gray.
All right, so both the champion and challenger are here. So Alex Damon scored a perfect 10 points. Dimalanta missed 1 and has 8 points. The only question that Dimalanta missed was how many actors have played Obi-Wan Kenobi on the big screen. He said 2. The answer was 3. Alec Guinness, Ewan McGregor, and James Arnold Taylor, of course, in the Clone Wars. So with that miss, it is now right now at the score at the moment is now 33-27. Dimalanta 33, Damon 27. So that is the score going into round number 5.
And I got 12.
Round number 5. Shout out to our friend James Arnold Taylor. Works like this. This is the round that will determine the match, unless, of course, we go to sudden death overtime, which we are definitely prepared for after the last time these two met each other in a championship format. But round number 5 works the same. These competitors are going to give us a series of numbers.
Speaking,
you may pick 3 numbers in total. Your numbers may not be the same as one another because each one corresponds to a different corner of Star Wars trivia know-how. Your numbers may range from 1 to 20. Once we get that settled, your first question is going to be worth 2 points. Your next one, 3 points. Your final question, 5 points. These questions are to you and only you. There is no penalty for missing a question, and there is no stealing in round number 5. Andrew Dimalanta enjoys a 6-point lead going into round number 5, so he still has the right to give us his 3 lucky numbers first. So Andrew, from 1 to 20, what feels
33,
destined?
not 32.
Let's go 3-2-1.
3-2-1 it is.
3-2-1 for the champion and for the challenger.
took all of everything I had in mind has one of those digits in it. We'll just go 7, 8, 9.
7, 8, and 9. All right. So it is the fifth and final round. Alex Damon has to get the he's trying to avoid the TKO. So we're going to remove Alex Damon at the moment and bring in Koy Jan
for obvious reasons.
All right, Koy, 60 seconds. Talk to champion starting now.
It's still a tied game, but you just handled that speed round. I'm so endlessly proud of you. A lot of the things we worried about, you navigated through and away from. So if you can do that, then you're going to own this fifth round because this is where you shine. Visualize the answer in your head. You've got 2 JTEs left. Take your time, pace yourself, but write it in your head like we talked about it, and then just get it out there. 3 rounds, 2 JTEs. This is yours, man. How you doing?
Good. Give me relax. This microphone's like Ricky Bobby. Don't know what to do with my hands right now. But trying to relax, trying to stay focused. Don't let the score get to me. So yeah.
I thought I was proud of you the first championship. I'm more proud of you now. Everything that we were worried about, gameplay wise and knowledge things wise, you've just navigated through. You're a better player today than you were a month ago when that belt sat next to you, and that's why it's going to stay tied. Get back into it. Just win this thing, man. I'm proud. 0-0. Let's get these points.
Let's do it.
All right, thank you to the Mercs. Now we're going to bring back the Stars. All right, Roxy, you got 60 seconds starting now.
He missed 2 questions in round 1, and he just missed a question here, which means that he's capable of missing 1-point questions, which means that he very well could miss 2 questions when it comes to his 2, his 3, and his 5. So that's not in our control whether he does that, but no, it is a real possibility that he misses 2 of those questions. We know what you do in this round. You're going to hit your 2, your 3, your 5. Clear your mind. The rest will follow. Use the force, swamp rats, or whatever whatever we're kicking. You know what I'm talking about. That Star Wars metaphor. You know what I mean. This is the revenge tour that we are on right now. Right now, everybody at home is thinking, oh my God, Dimalanta's got this. Let's show them that they're wrong. Let's prove to them that you are the champion. We all know that you have been, and I know you still are today. The 2, the 3, the 5. Hit those, and then let's see him trip on his own shoes.
All right, thank you to Roxy. Going to remove Roxy. All right, Mark, so we are going to start with Alex Damon, who's going to try to avoid the TKO. The score at the moment is 33-27, so Alex has to answer some questions here, and we're going to start out with, he chose question 7, and that, and that is going to put him in the realm of The Empire Strikes Back.
It is, and for 2 points, and to cut the Hunters' lead down to 4, Alex, your question. In The Empire Strikes Back, while battling Luke, Darth Vader tells Luke that Obi-Wan has taught him well to control his what?
Fear.
It's a 4-point ball game here.
All right, so now he has to hit this 3-pointer. He still has the opportunity, should he miss, to answer his 5, being that he just answered that 2. But he's going to now go to category 8, and that would be with planets and locations,
of which Harloff Minor is one. And
that is true.
We move to your 3-point question. This could cut the lead to 1, and it is. In Star Wars The Force Awakens, when Rey meets BB-8, she tells him to stay away from what in the north?
The sinking fields.
That's space quicksand. It's scary stuff. And all of a sudden, it is a 1-point game. And if Damon can hit his 5-pointer, he's going to avoid the TKO and put Andrew Dimalanta in a 4-point hole, Christian.
That's right, but he has to hit it. If he hits it, it bounces back to Andrew, and Andrew has to start answering some questions. However, if he misses, Andrew Dimalanta will retain the championship and pick up 8 points for the Mercs. So, Alex Damon chose category 9. Category 9, Mark, it's the Star Wars Underworld. Star Wars Underworld.
Star Wars Underworld it is, and for 5 points, to stay alive in the match, avoid the TKO, and force the Hunter to answer some questions, here's yours for 5 points. In Star Wars The Clone Wars, we learned that Zero the Hutt is the master of the Hutt clan on how many systems?
7.
Wow.
It's correct.
Didn't even get a chance to think
Well,
about
Damon
that.
doesn't go quietly into the night as he answers all 3 questions. TKO off of the table. Dimalanta has to start answering some questions here. He can hit his 2, he can hit his 3, and win the game. But he's got to do that, Mark, starting with category 3.
That's right, and that corresponds to the world of Star Wars heroes. And for 2 points, and to cut the lead of the Demon down to 2. In Attack of the Clones, how long has Padme worked to defeat the Military Creation Act?
1 year.
It's been a year. It's been a long year, and that is correct. And all of a sudden, here's where we stand. Andrew the Hunter Dimalanta can retain that shiny belt you see just to his right if he hits one of his next 2 questions. If he hits his next question, not even going to ask him the 5-point question, but he does have that as a backup should he need it, Christian. If he hits this 3-pointer, he wins and retains the belt.
That's right. So the category on the table at the moment, category 2, Mark, category 2, and that would be The Last Jedi.
Episode 8 is the category, the question, for 3 points and the win. What is the name of the First Order Security Bureau colonel who apprehends Finn and his crew aboard the Supremacy alongside Phasma?
That's a good question. He still has 2 JTs if he needs them.
5.
Repeat the question.
Second one.
What is the name of the First Order Security Bureau colonel who apprehends Finn and his crew aboard the Supremacy alongside Phasma?
Ansiv Garmouth.
And your winner! And still, movie trivia Schmoedown, Star Wars champion of the world, Andrew the Hunter Dimalanta! Dimalanta does it. He retains the title 38-37, and he now has 2 straight victories over Damon, and now has an opportunity to avenge his loss against Lights Out Laura Kelly at Collision. Dimalanta, unbelievable performance here, champ. Well done, and we are going to put you in the waiting room there with Jen Sturger, who's going to be asking all the questions. Coy and Dimalanta, big victory. Wow, I mean that was a showing. Look, I think there's a lot here to dissect. I think Andrew Dimalanta was locked in, was on his game, was ready to go. I think Damon was shook from the first question. I think from the first question on, Damon, for some reason, Damon didn't seem as locked, and you can't play. And if you're doing that against Dimalanta, he's going to make you pay, and he did. And I think Alex knows it. And those, I'm very curious, and I want to hear when Jen talks to him about. As he said, he went too fast, because I've never seen Damon do that in the second round where he just went boom, boom, 2 questions in a row. When was the last time you saw Damon miss 2 questions in a row in the second round? So I'm very curious of what was going on in that particular round.
I mean, you talk about a 4-point swing. Well, he lost 4 points and Dimalanta picked up 4, so it's actually an 8-point swing. And that is, for anyone else, an insurmountable obstacle in a championship match. But I give Damon a lot of credit, because what did he do after that? He came right back. He bet the max allowed in the betting round, got all 3 of those points, went perfect in the speed round in 60 seconds, and then knocked out all 3 of his round 5 questions. So he might have been cut early. He recovered. He gave Dimalanta all that he wanted and then some. And so this was another great battle of Star Wars trivia from 2 all-time greats. But once again, it is Andrew the Hunter Dimalanta who stayed in the pocket, stayed consistent, and picked up the steal opportunities when he needed them. That was the difference in the ballgame, and that's why he's going to have that belt resting exactly where it currently is.
Yeah, and the Mercs are in a really, really good position here, and you can see where Roxy Stryer now. Hey, she's got to now because the Odd Couple is going up against Shazam, so this is going to be a little bit more of defending the castle at this point. So, with that, we are going to talk to Jen Sturger, who is standing by with the manager of the Quirky Mercs and still your champion, Andrew. Excuse me, the Hunter Dimalanta.
Congratulations, gentlemen. You are just all smiles and with good reason. Let's talk our way through this match right now. Were you a little surprised in terms of how Alex's game started? And did that give you any kind of reassurance that you were on the right path in terms of as long as you played your game and you stayed calm and you stayed in the pocket, that you would be okay?
So yes and no. Like the first question is always probably the hardest one. Is if you get the first one, you're good for, whatever. But like, I never let the score, say, yeah, okay, you can relax now. He missed this many, you can relax now. I never said that once to myself. It's like anything can happen in the Schmoedown. You can miss your last 3 questions, so stay focused. I was surprised at the first miss, but that was a tough first question. That's like probably the toughest first question I've ever heard.
Yeah,
in this division.
Crazy.
So.
I have to ask you, doing it the first time, people may have written it off as a fluke, but defending your belt, what does that mean to you in terms of your position in the Star Wars division and just your legacy in general in the Schmoedown?
To me, it means a lot. Dan Merle said it the best, I think. Is once you win a title, you get put in the club of champions. Once you defend the title, you get you're in the club, but you get the special private room reserved for people that defended. So that was for me. But I hope for everybody else, because I've heard all the tweets and the messages like, hey, make sure you keep the return address to that, for the belt. I hope this means validation, because when you defend, you're pretty much, they say it, you're a true champion once you defend. So I really hope that brings a light to the fans that said you're a fake champion. You only won because you got lucky. So that's what it means. I really wanted this one just for that, just to say, hey, I'm not a fake champion. I am the champion. I'm the guy that you have to beat now.
And let's be clear, you defeated someone not only once but twice that essentially is the Star Wars representation on our Mount Rushmore at this point. Yeah. So is there a weight on your shoulders at all? And do you feel anxious about what your next match is going to look like now that it won't be against Alex Damon?
There is a little anxiety there because like Christian said, I would like to tie that record of 4 straight defenses. But it doesn't get easier from here. I have to face Laura Kelly. I have to turn around and face Laura Kelly at Collision. And then after that, if we get past Laura Kelly, we got to face another powerhouse. I've said it everywhere. There's no schlub in this division. When? Yes, when. Thank you, Clay. There's no schlubs in this division. So it doesn't get harder for anybody going forward.
Coy, you're usually a man of so many words, and I feel like I've barely heard from you so far in this interview. Are you just glowing with so much pride that you just don't have it? It's hard to make Coy Jandrew speechless. And here we are.
He was up by 8 points. He was trouncing, but he never let that get to his head. There are so many champions and players alike that if they're playing someone of Alex Damon's caliber, getting ahead by 1 point would change them. They would be like, oh, it's my time. And they'd be like a puppy. They'd be like me. And instead, he stayed in the zone and he was able to focus in. And that's why I kept repeating, hey, man, we're going to play this like it's tied, because that's how you're playing this the whole time. We had a very strict focus that we talked about before this match. He maintained it. You never know what Alex Damon's going to do. And I tip my hat to him getting everything coming back from that deficit. But you never know what's going to happen. And instead of letting that speed round moment hit him or any of those losses, he just stayed focused and he would have gotten that 5. There's nothing this man does not know. It was just a matter of focus and honing in. The things he missed, I saw his brain go and he knew it as soon as he heard what was off about it. He would have gotten that 5. It would have still been a decimating mega victory. But I got to see a player that I have the most respect for play a very different game than his last championship. The last championship was a matter of who's going to trip first in this marathon. This was an actual sparring match. This was 2 sluggers coming out and rope-a-doping each other, getting back in the center of the ring, throwing haymakers. There was uppercuts. It wasn't the same match. So this, if anything, is going to show all the people that this is your Star Wars champion. Stop thinking it was because of a challenge. Stop thinking it was because of phrasing. This is the man that has now beaten your ex-champion twice in two very different ways. He's beat him as a slugger, and he's beat him as a marathon runner, and he's going to beat Laura, and then he's going to get that fourth defense. We're going to tie it, and he's going to hold on to the belt for a very long time, and then we're going to have live matches, and I'll finally get to touch the thing. This was such a big win for the sanctity of how I want people to see my guy. I want respect on his name beyond just the belt. I want him at Andrew Dimalanta.
I want to be able to give Coy a big old hug after the match. We haven't been able to do that yet. We're almost there.
We're almost there.
Vaccinated, though. I'm vaccinated.
My silence was reverence.
Well, Coy, you've taken the Star Wars belt now, title from Roxy, and you get to face her at the end of the month for the team's title. Why do you keep taking Roxy stuff? No, I'm just kidding. But there's a lot on the line right now. Like, I feel like this could be a huge sway in the power of the league, you know, all these things considering. So I guess, how do you keep your head on straight with all of these things
One match at a time. Like Andrew said earlier, one match at a time. I do intend to have us beat our next opponent, but we're going to think about the next opponent after one night of celebration. We're going to have one night of not worrying about anything and enjoying ourselves. And then, I've been wanting that for an hour, and then we can appreciate the moment as it comes, and that's what's going to happen when we take the next belt back. This belt stayed home where it belonged. This next belt should have been ours at the last match. That match, I try not to disrespect players that I respect, and I really do respect the players, but I didn't respect how they played that particular game. So it's a rare thing for me to want something so personally as when we reclaim that odd couple belt, because we deserve that team's belt, just like Andrew deserves to hold on to that belt. So it is the times for the Mercs to change the trajectory of where the league is going, but we only look at one thing at a time. I hadn't even really thought about how that's going to feel when we have that many belts, because I was really focused on Andrew's belt. Like, that was what mattered to me at the moment. Now, after tonight's Guinness run, I'm going to lean back and think about the multitude of belts we're going to have. And I love Roxy. There's a Boston pride there that I hope we always will have together, but I'm really excited to take all our belts.
This was the nicest edition of Smack Talk I think I've ever heard from you, Coy, or from anyone in this league for that matter. But congratulations. Enjoy today's win, and let's just see where this takes us. I'm really excited for you guys.
Well, Roxy's probably not happy to speak to Coy now.
Obviously, very excited. Andrew Dimalanta. I like the way he carried himself in that interview, though. You know, where he said that it's how tough the division is, how he did want to prove himself, and he did that. He did that, I think, in strides here today, with taking on Damon, staying focused, because I think that's one of the things, and I don't think he'll argue with this. Emotionally, last season, he was all over the place. He was all over the place when he would play. If he missed something, he would get mad at himself. It took him out of it. He was just he was all over the place. Coy has been able to channel that, and we're seeing the best of Andrew Dimalanta right now. He's 4-3 in the division. He's 2-0 this season. Both of his wins come up against Alex Damon. If I would have told you that was going to happen a year ago, you'd tell me I was a crazy person. And he's done it twice in the matter of 2 months. So he's going up against Laura Kelly now. That is going to be something special. The last time these two played, Laura Kelly took the match from Andrew and then got her shot at Alex Damon. So now it's for the championship. Now it's at Collision. It's going to be pretty exciting.
It is, and you talk about balance, and there is certainly a balance when it comes to the force and with your emotions during a Schmoedown. Dimalanta's learned how to do that, and thus you see the fruits of that labor. Alex Damon, for years, has been the guy that would always bring balance to the force, and while he didn't win today, I think we saw some of those emotions come out in him. But both these fellas know this, Christian, is that when they play each other and a belt is on the line, they're going to get each other's A game. The question now is, can you maintain that focus when all of these other newcomers who want that belt, who've gotten so close before, really want to take it from you? That remains to be seen.
Right. All right. So now we are going to throw it to Jen, who is standing by with Roxy Stryer and Alex Damon. Here you
go. Tough loss today. I'm honestly, Alex, where do we pick up? You've had so much on your plate between the match with Kalinowski and now this rematch. It's just like, do you finally feel like you're going to have a chance to breathe after this, or are you just hungry to get back in there and go at it again?
Oh, there is definitely a bit of a, like, okay, I can finally rest a little bit. I feel like I've been on some sort of movie decathlon between IG and Star Wars. It's been fun. But yeah, I obviously think I need to just like step back a little bit, prep up for the tournament that I'm genuinely excited to be a part of.
So let's talk a little bit about this match and how it all kind of played out. You're not the guy that ever misses a question, let alone the first question. Do you feel like that first miss kind of set like a tone where it kind of took you aback and kind of set you off course the rest of the match? Like, walk me through that a little bit.
I'll tell you, I liked the whole first round. I mean, I've been campaigning for harder questions, and careful what you wish for. We got them. And I loved that neither of us went perfect. It was going back and forth. And yeah, that first question, that doesn't feel great, but it's also one that I did not know it. And that feels a little better to miss than something like Bly, where I'm like, I knew it and I just couldn't access it. So that was just one where it's like, hey, it is what it is. We'll keep going.
And then you go to the second round and you have those 2 steals taken from you. Was it just kind of a case of, like I said, getting rattled by that first question and just kind of feeling off your rhythm the rest of the match? Or were there just genuinely, the questions were just harder this time?
I think it's a mix of things. I mean, part of it is I now know how Joseph Scrimshaw feels. I faced him twice, and he has just gotten questions that were just hard, and I didn't know them. And sometimes I would get them on a steal and a guess. And Andrew, in the past, has gotten questions that are just hard. That's how the game goes sometimes. And I got 2 questions that, if I had slowed down and gone to multiple choice, I probably would have hit them, depending on what the choices were. But, it's something mentally in the Star Wars division where you just feel this pressure to go perfect. So I played a little cocky and a little fast.
Roxy, another stellar, managing job by you today. Honestly, you look upset, and with good reason, but I just have to say, as someone who was just watching this match as an outsider, I love the way that you manage your competitors' emotions throughout the match, and you remind them that they are still in it. You are always aware of what's on the table, and I know that doesn't make this loss any easier for you guys, but you have to be proud of the way he played today and the fact that he was able to come back and stay in the game the way he did after those first 2 rounds.
There's not a day that Alex has been on the Stars that I haven't been so proud of him. He is just a joy and a privilege to manage, and I will manage him as long as he will let me. I am so impressed by his ability to stay in it when this was tough. This was not a cute match today, honestly, by either of them. Dimalanta had some really, really tough misses as well, and I know I have to focus on my camp, but Coy, my other mass friend, he's got to get his stuff in order too, because it sounds like he was playing a little fast and loose in that speed round as well. And in round 1, for them both to miss 2, it was not a cute match, and that I think comes down to me more than it does to Alex, because it is my job to make sure that we eliminate those things. And when we're doing all the studying that we're doing right now, it's not just about the knowledge, it's about the gameplay. And that's when the manager comes in. So Alex has done his job. He's doing his job. And he knows more than, and I know that today does not show that, but he knows more than any other player in this division about Star Wars, period. I would bet my entire life on that. He does. This just didn't go his way, and that's on me. So we've got some stuff to do with the Stars. I know that Alex just mentioned the tournament. If Alex will play, Alex is playing. And everybody in the tournament better be shaking in their boots, because one mistake during this match today, where we were afraid to go to multiple choice because of the pressure in this division, it's not going to happen again. And I know that Alex, if what he wants back is the belt, which I have a feeling it is, then the belt's going to be his. It just unfortunately was not today.
So Cliff Note version of it is, Alex, you're in the tournament. Is this correct?
As long as Roxy lets me. But I mean, I'm not going to sit that out. It'll be fun.
He's the greatest champion of our time, and we didn't ever think he would get the opportunity to be in the tournament, because all he does is keep the belt. And so if that's what we have to do to get back the belt, then that's what we have to do to get back the belt. This today was really, really tough. And I know that Alex needs a break, deserves a break. And then when that break is over, we're ready. We're ready to go.
Alex, what are your thoughts on Andrew as a competitor now that you faced him twice?
I'll say that the Demon is so furious that he's just left the building, but Alex Damon is just very happy with the Star Wars division. Andrew should feel proud. It wasn't a fluke. He proved it today. Like Coy said, we ran a marathon last time, and this time we were just punching each other. He came out on top. He should feel proud. Carve another AD on that belt because it's yours. You earned it.
Even in defeat, you're still so incredibly classy.
I'm in a pretty good mood because you have no idea how long.
Are you drinking too? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I've just been waiting for a big Darklighter question. I finally got it. Thank you. Thank you, question writers.
Oh, so last question, Roxy. Coy seems pretty confident that Shazam is going to take the titles from you at the end of the month. Do you have any comment on that?
I'm sick of him. I'm excited.
I don't know why I expected anything else other than that.
He said, I didn't even know that was coming up. We take this one match at a time. I don't know what kind of manager attitude that is. We've got like 50 matches, and I'm managing every single one of them right now. And the Odd Couple have been training and studying, so if he doesn't even know the match is coming up, I don't know what that means for his players. He just took one belt from us, and he kept the belt. And I don't plan on losing the team's belts to him. Not this time, not any time.
All right. Well, tough loss today, guys. Alex, we'll be seeing you in the tournament. And, man, that'll be such a great story. A great comeback story if you make it all the way through that. Which I have no doubts.
I'm going to go take a nap.
You deserve it. You deserve it. All right. Tough loss today, guys.
Thank you to Jen, and thank you to Roxy and Alex Damon. And I will also say thank you to Alex Damon in general. Thank you for everything that you put into this league. Thank you for all the times you were a great champion, for everything that you have done throughout bringing the prestige that belt had. We had times where people were like, oh, just take the division and get rid of it. Just no more. Alex stood there at the top of the hill going, come on, there's more of you out here. Come on. And enter people like Laura Kelly and Andrew Dimalanta and now all these new competitors. That was because of Alex Damon putting his feet down and saying, no, this division is here to stay. So he does deserve a rest. Take a rest and enjoy it. But today is the day of the Hunter. He does it. He wins it. He gets 8 points here today, and the Mercs find themselves 8 more points and find themselves now in sole possession of 4th place. All right. Now, the other thing, a couple more things there, Mark, that we have coming up. Obviously, we're going to see Dimalanta versus Laura Kelly. We know that's going to happen at Collision. We also know that Kevin Smith is going to be playing the winner of Janine the Machine and Lady Justice Marisol McKee. That match happens on May 21st. It is on the undercard. You talk about matches that keep on going and keep on fighting. How about this one? The Inner Geekdom champion of the world, the amazing Mara Kanopik, goes up against the man she lost the championship to at Spectacular 3 in 2018, Mike the Killer Kalinowski. They both have taken one match apiece. This is the 3rd match. It is for the IG title. It happens on May 21st. If you're a patron, not only did you get this match, you'll get that event that happens with the undercard of Janine and Marisol. And then on the 28th, Corruption will be facing the winner of the team's tournament happening at the moment in a number 1 contender match. Mike Kalinowski back on another pay-per-view a week later after his Inner Geekdom championship match. And in the main event for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Teams Championship of the World, a rematch from Spectacular 5, the Odd Couple, the reigning champions, will defend the championship against former champions Shazam, William the Beast Bibiani, the Kid, going up against Jeff Snyder and Mark Andraco. That's just May. That's just May.
Yeah, and for Roxy Stryer, that's the match that I'm sure Corey was referring to. You see all this greatness in all divisions across the movie trivia Schmoedown, and really, we're just two guys lucky enough to have a front row seat to it, because if tonight is any indication of what's to come, going to be some hotly contested matchups. I mean, look, we did have an overtime. We had a sudden death. On this card, we had an epic Star Wars rematch, and so it's everything that we want. Hopefully, the fans are excited about it, because we are here for you, and that's why we give a special shout out to everyone watching us as this airs live from the movie trivia Schmoedown Patreon $10 tier and above. Everybody that bought a pay-per-view ticket, everybody watching this across the world, whenever and wherever you are watching it, we appreciate all that y'all do for us at the movie trivia Schmoedown.
And thank you once again to our great team over at Skybound, to Jen Sturger, to Roxy Stryer, Coy Andrew, Alex Damon, Andrew, Hunter Dimalanta, the whole crew, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, our undercard, Peggy Gubbins, the Rager, Rick Radis, Tom Dag, Nino, and Kate Mulligan. Thank you to everybody here today. It was an incredible event. Thank you to you all. Make sure we got a lot of big matches coming up this week. The team tournament is still going on. The Star Wars tournament is still going on. So many matches, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Don't forget about the FCL. That happens every Tuesday. Every Tuesday on the Twitch channel. Brad Gilmore, Steph Sabra bringing you the stars of tomorrow. The movie trivia Schmoedown stars of tomorrow. They are competing on the Twitch channel. So go and check it out. For the great Mark Ellis, I'm Christian Harloff. See you next time.
Oh boy, what an event. And okay, like Christian said, there's just so much to dissect with this match. First of all, let's just get this out of the way. I answered 12 correct questions. Again, I don't know. And I know it's a championship match, so obviously the questions were a lot harder than the normal ones, but I need to get back and revisit the movies, because I've been planning to do one for a while. I need to rewatch all the Star Wars stuff, start to finish, and just, get all that information back into my head. In any case, as far as Damon Lanta 2, Damon, I think, played the worst game that he had in a while. And that's just the fact. And again, remember, go back and watch the beginning of this very video. I came into this wearing the Quirky Mercs merch because I don't have the Stars merch, but I came into this rooting for Alex Damon. I honestly thought Alex was going to win this, and I was rooting for him the entire time. Misses the first question, gets two point steals. Sorry, gives two point steals to Dimalanta, and I was like, look at my face. I was like, what is happening? Why is that happening to Alex? And yeah, but he took it in stride, and that is what makes him such a great all-time champion. And he will have the Star Wars belt back on his side someday soon. It wasn't tonight, or rather last week, because that's when this match happened. It wasn't this time. It's probably going to happen sometime later this year. My bold prediction, I guess. But yeah, congratulations to the defending champ, Andrew Dimalanta. Makes me proud to wear this merch. And yeah, more points for the Quirky Mercs is nothing that I will ever complain about, because they are my favorite faction, and I just love seeing them do well in the Schmoedown universe. In any case, that's all I have to say on this match, and I hope you all enjoyed my honest reaction to it. So thank you for watching if you have, and hopefully now I can start to catch up on all the matches from last week that I missed. So see you all next time. Goodbye. Hello again, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.